Greetings, everyone. My name is Christian Parrish, and welcome to part three of the best and worst moments of SpongeBob SquarePants, the most popular Nickelodeon show on the planet. Once my friends gets in here, but oh, okay. I was making sure everyone uh, got you there. Okay, I was trying to say, make sure you read the rules in the description. Otherwise, you'll get banned or kicked out. Hey, Blitz,
Hello there.
how's it going? How's your sandwich?
Pretty good. I tried
What
something new with it.
what was it?
So I got Doritos with my sandwich, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I had this idea. I put the Doritos inside the sandwich as well, and it tasted good.
What kind of sandwich do you have?
I had a turkey sandwich.
Interesting.
You know, it kind of reminds me of this one video where this guy combined like his Big Mac or quarter pounder with his fries and nuggets inside with like barbecue and ketchup. Yo,
Mm-hmm.
that sounded good as well.
It's not good.
No, it is good.
Oh,
I tried it myself last year, and it's really good.
hello, Galaxy.
Oh, it's Ugly Sonic!
Hey, my man.
So, does that mean you've seen Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers?
No, Ugly Sonic. What will we do?
Yeah, I watched that.
Hello, Mandu. And keep my mom in prayer because when she got home, she had a band-aid on. Oh, he said he's seen the movie too on Disney Plus. Cool.
Mhm.
Hey there, Bobby.
Hello.
How are you doing?
I'm doing all right. How about you guys?
Yeah, we're good too.
Hey, wait, Christian, have you been watching Jack's playthrough of The Quarry?
No, it didn't spark my interest.
Well, I'm watching it, and it's like a sequel to Until Dawn, I believe, or I don't know. It's like it.
Interesting.
You should. Yeah, you can
Oh,
check it out
slumber
sometime.
party. Ooh, that's a good idea. Looms over. Yeah, that's a good suggestion. Did you let Fresh know just in case he didn't get the notification blitz?
Alright, I'll do it after yeah. Because if you don't mind, can I explain this episode as well?
Sure, I don't mind.
Alright. Alright, he's coming.
All right, cool. I've seen the new Molly McGee episodes yesterday. They came back
And how was it?
really good, and this morning I saw the new episodes of Loud House I missed yesterday, and this episode where Lana goes to a sleepover. One of the characters is voiced by Lashana from Total Drama Rama.
Ah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Oh, wait. Speaking of the Ghost and Molly McGee, there was a theme song takeover of it.
Yeah. Hi, Fresh.
Yeah.
What's up?
Yeah, I mean, like, just wondering what else is there to talk about SpongeBob for the third time?
Well, I was wondering, what's with the profile picture?
Wanted to go with something a little bit different, going by Despionage.
Oh, okay. I was just curious. All right, since everyone's here, Blitz, you can go ahead and explain this episode that looms over suggested the slumber party.
The slumber party. All right. So Mr. Krabs allows Pearl to have her own slumber party with her gal friends. But here's the thing, though. He's not allowed to be there. Apparently, Pearl's like, "You're banned from like slumber party." Apparently, he embarrasses her. So he tries to like get back into his house with SpongeBob's house, which ended a lot of results. And remember that one part where people thought like SpongeBob pretended to be a girl, but that was actually a girl.
Yeah, that was weird. Everyone thought like if someone first watched the episode that was SpongeBob, but it turns out to be some random sponge girl. Like, what the heck?
And let's see the ending. Like, what was your like opinion about the ending of that episode?
It was crazy. Like, okay, I'll explain it. Okay, so after so many attempts of getting to the house, SpongeBob is finally let in, but he ends up getting dropped into underground basement, which has a tire a load of root beer barrels, and he broke into it and he absorbed it since he's a sponge, and he just starts shooting root beer everywhere. And then Mr. Krabs notices it. He gets mad at SpongeBob, but Pearl is more mad at Mr. Krabs for doing this because she won't let him, and he won't let her have her own slumber party. So with all his money, or like it's most of his money, I don't know how much it was it to do it. She had her own party at the beach called Goo Lagoon, and Pearl thanks Mr. Krabs for doing this, and he said it's just is so expensive. So
Yep.
Yeah, because Mr. Krabs, he's like very cheap.
yeah. Well, he does owe her anyway because he did ruin her party because he wanted to have something of her own,
Yeah.
Next one,
Because, girls just
Earworm.
want to have fun.
Yeah. I bet most of us have seen this. Most of us haven't. Bobby, have you heard of this episode called Earworm?
I think I did, but you might have to remind me.
Yeah, I'll
I haven't
explain it. Okay.
watched in a long time.
Yeah. So on this one, SpongeBob is doing his usual job at Krusty Krab, and he listens on the radio a song he likes really, really much called Musical Doodle. He starts singing it at a new restaurant. When work is over, he starts singing it on his way home. Then he hears it nearby at a record player store with a record of Musical Doodle. So he buys it. He takes it home. He has Gary Gary play the record because he is a record player for some reason. His show is, but he just started playing it over and over because he likes it. And then bedtime, he goes to bed, but he still couldn't get the song on his head, so he started listening all night long. And so he's so tired at the Krusty Krab. Mr. Krabs notices this. He thinks the musical doodling thing is affecting his work. He told him, "You better get yourself cleared, or you off for the day." Oh, what's in him? Oh, it's Movie Watcher. Hello, Movie Watcher. Welcome.
Hello, Christian.
How's it going, buddy?
I'm doing good.
How's your day today?
It's going great.
That's good to hear. Have you heard of this episode called Earworm?
Earworm? I think so, yes.
All right. So yeah. Okay. So Mr. Krabs said, if you keep seeing the mystical doodle, you're off work for the day. So SpongeBob tries his best not to see in it, but he's still seeing it. He thinks he has a way to ignore it, but he's still seeing it anyway. So the last straw where he used different sauces to write around mystical doodle around the walls in the kitchen. Mr. Krabs let him go. SpongeBob crazily walks away. Sandy barges in. Well, not barges, just walks in, asking what's with the hand, and then Squidward explains the musical doodle craze. And then Sandy, Patrick, Mr. Krabs, and Squidward all find SpongeBob in his house. They finally tie him up. Then Sandy discovers in his head there's a thing called an earworm, which is if you listen to a song for so many times, it gets infected, and it's a nasty little worm in there playing musical doodle in his brain. Mr. Krabs suggested to rip it out, but Sandy suggested that you shouldn't because it'll damage his mind. So, in order to lure it out, play another catchy tune. So, Mr. Krabs sings one of his catchy songs, didn't work. Sandy does hers, didn't work. And then Squidward plays his clarinet, which was so loud, drove the earworm away. SpongeBob is cured. SpongeBob thanks him, but at night the earworm sneaks into Squidward's house and is mind.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that
now
is.
I remember.
Yeah, it's one of the most forgettable episodes because
I mean,
I
that,
haven't
that
remembered it.
episode. I mean, yeah, Christian, when you were describing it, it just made me, think of the regular show episode where it happened to Rigby.
Really, I did not know that.
Yeah,
Huh.
yeah, it happened in like the early seasons. I don't know, maybe season 1 or 2.
Okay.
I mean, I said similar, so not exact.
Next.
Have
The
you heard
good
what?
Krabby. What?
Have you ever heard what happened to Steven Hillenburg?
I didn't know how he died, but I knew he died. Well, not technically because I didn't know who he was really until like once I was still at school. One of my friends told me and explained it to me. I was like, no.
He was 57 years old. He died from ALS, aka Lou Gehrig's disease.
Oh, actually,
Oh.
I'm not familiar with that actually.
Yeah, I
Oh
just
yeah,
heard.
speaking of voice actors dying, there's this one dude. He just died recently. And he's an anime voice actor. I forgot what he's named, but
One of my friends told me about this. Hold on, hold on. She made a post of it. Hold on. It was. Oh, there's the song from Ghost of Molly Mickey. Okay, she said.
Wait, his name was Billy.
Yeah, she said it was Billy Comedes, who was one of the JoJos in JoJo's Bizarre Adventures.
yeah, and he was also in Owl House and Pokemon Journeys. I found out he died from colon cancer, which
What?
is
Wait, where in Owl House was he?
huh?
You said
He
Owl
was
House.
I think he was like in the second episode. He was that dude. Oh wait, hang on. Let me just do this and I'll look up Owl House Beyond the voice actors. Cause I don't remember the dude's name. Let's see, where is he? I think he's in Guess is he? Yeah, right here. Let's just zoom in and bring the phone up.
Alright.
Yeah, that's him right there. That's who he voices.
Oh, he was on the second episode of season 1.
Yeah, I seen that episode.
Yeah, me too.
So
I've literally watched all of the episodes of Owl House.
yeah.
I can't
All right.
wait for
So this.
season 3. Oh, wait, Christian. Before we move on to this episode, I just want to say one thing, okay, please.
Yeah. Yes.
I just want to know, like one of the 3 members in the quarry. You're familiar with these people, I believe, which is are Brenda Song, Ariel Winter, and Justice Smith.
Wait. Time out. Brenda Song and Ariel Winter are in a horror game.
Yeah, they're in the game The Quarry, along with Justice Smith, who played Tim
now
Goodman in Detective
now
Pikachu.
you convinced me. Now I need to actually watch it because holy crap.
Yeah, there are 3 parts that Jack uploaded so far, so I'm not going to spoil it. You just need to watch the
Okay, thank you. Don't, because now I'm actually interested because I was done that a long time ago. Wow.
I'm not.
When does
I'm just
the
gonna
on
say,
and Ariel Winter?
I'm just saying it's like The Quarry is similar to Until Dawn. You can just see that.
Yes, I'm going to explode, Blitz. Because it's rare to see Brent the Song and Eric Winter in a horror game. That's never happened before. But actually,
Yeah.
Chainsaw has been in a horror game.
Really?
Yeah, it's in a game called House of Ashes.
Oh, I've heard of it, but I haven't seen it.
Watch Jack Seth guy play it. It's actually a pretty interesting game. Well, it's boring in some places, but it's still kind of interesting.
I might have to look that up after this.
All right. Okay, now I can talk about the episode. The Good Krabby Name. But have you ever seen this episode?
The Good Krabby Name. Like, what is it about again? Remind me.
Okay. So, Mr. Krabs is spying on customers with camera and binoculars or telescope, and he brings SpongeBob and Squidward, and he asks the people he took photos of, asked him has he ever seen him, and SpongeBob said no, he has not. So he said a small percentage of the Krusty Krab has not been. A small percent customers have not been a Krusty Krab. So he tests SpongeBob and Squidward. Well, of course, Squidward denies SpongeBob to promote the Krusty Krab. So SpongeBob does this in a Krabby costume. Patrick thinks it's a monster, and he starts beating the crap out of him. And he thought SpongeBob got eaten. He got SpongeBob out of costume. He threw the costume away, and then SpongeBob tries to explain to him what he was doing, and then Patrick says it's not gonna do any good. So they go around the Bikini Bottom to promote the Krusty Krab, like using SpongeBob as a stamp, like stamping his back, and to eat at the Krusty Krab all over the walls, attracted a police officer, and then using a blimp with the words "Eat the Krusty Krab," and then Patrick. Oh wait, was it? Yeah, Patrick was the one driving the airplane. He got the banner of "Eat the Krusty Krab." SpongeBob was about to crash into Patrick, but saved Haven. But Patrick was going to say hi to SpongeBob, so he crashed into him. As they're falling down, a guy reading the signs said he's going to scream if he sees the words "Eat the Krusty Krab" again. So he sees the words at the blimp "Eating at the Krusty Krab," and then he starts screaming. So after that's done, SpongeBob gets a call from Mr. Krabs, and Mr. Krabs is joyful that they're getting each customer they took a picture of. It just needs one more, which is a mailman. So they're running out of the ideas, but Patrick has an idea to promote at the super highway, which is a bad idea. So Patrick caused a wreck and put Eat the Krusty Krab at a trailer of a semi truck. They think they did done, but a lot of cars start flying out of the highway in front of the Krusty Krab. An angry mob shows up, and then Mr. Krabs finds the mailman. They have a long time together, and then because of the chaos of the mad mob, the Krusty Krab gets destroyed.
Wow.
Crap.
Yeah.
That is just messed up.
Yeah. But it was a pretty interesting episode. I recommend to watch it if you haven't seen it. But all right,
Okay.
next one. Oops. Oh, what's in the project? I didn't know Ashley Tristan was in the House of Ashes. Holy crap! Yep.
Yeah, I was looking at the cast list.
Of course, but okay. Next one is
Oh,
Face Freeze.
I remember that one.
Yep.
That one I remember.
Yep. Have you seen this one, Blitz?
Yeah, but you could explain it.
All right, cool. So in this episode, SpongeBob and Patrick are eating at the Krusty Krab, enjoying a good time, making crazy, random, funny faces. Mr. Krabs is wondering what the ruckus about. He gets upset at Patrick and SpongeBob because they're making face freezes. He tells them if you don't do that, they'll freeze. He then explains a story about a guy who enjoyed making faces but the one he enjoyed most was sticking raspberry tongue people, which is really rude. So he does this a lot, and then for I don't remember
The four hundred
how
and
many
forty
times.
fourth, the 444th time.
Thank you, Fresh. Thank you, Fresh. So what Fresh said, for that time, when he did that, his tongue froze completely. So after a few months, his tongue shriveled up and then snapped off. I mean, that's gotta suck, because if your tongue is frozen like that, you haven't eaten for a long time, man. So that's crazy. So anyway, so after Mr. Krabs and Mr. Krabs tells them the story, they leave. They're trying their best trying to make funny faces, but they do it anyway. Um, SpongeBob said their faces are not freezing, so they have a plan to make a specific kind of face and have a challenge to do this face for as long as they want to for a few hours, and then the next day when they're after they done a sleepover, their face is completely frozen. They need help, so they go to Sandy. She tries to figure out a way to get it back to normal. She couldn't. It just made it worse. So back at the Krusty Krab, SpongeBob is doing his best to hide his face from Mr. Krabs, so he doesn't know that he done the face freeze. So he tried to do his work, but ended up making a mess of things. Mr. Krabs asking SpongeBob what is going on. SpongeBob still hiding his face, and then Patrick shows up with his face frozen. And then Mr. Krabs found out what happened, and then SpongeBob explained he thought it was a random story of his, and Mr. Krabs gets so mad of hearing this, his face turns frozen as well. And then Squidward pops out, noticed this. He thought that was a myth. He started laughing so hard, his face gets crooked and frozen, and everyone laughs, but Squidward in agony.
Ouch.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
But of
you
course,
know
in the
how
next episode.
yeah, I was gonna say, you know how parents say that to you, like if you keep making that face, it'll get stuck that way, and that's episode was like the only way to prove it to them.
Yeah. Good thing I don't make faces, so I'm not that kind of dude.
I just have one question.
What?
Can your face actually freeze that way?
I mean, it could. I mean, having SpongeBob and in that one movie, I can't remember what it was. It could happen. Who knows?
Yeah.
Right.
Participant. I don't know if you talked about it previously on the other streams. I missed. Oh no, I haven't talked about this one yet. It's one of the modern SpongeBob episodes. But if you want me to talk about it, I could. Okay, so this one, Plankton, as usual, fails to get the secret formula. Karen suggests that he should get his own pet or like ally. So, oh yeah, it splits. So Plankton goes to the pet store, trying to find a pet. Then he finds a small amoeba he called Spot. So he's his dog now. He tries to train him to get the Krabby Patty. He ends up eating it, but ends up running away. So he asks SpongeBob to help find him. He thinks they're at the pet shelter. SpongeBob accidentally releases the pets. Spot happens to be on Plankton's eye the whole time. I just didn't notice it. And then animals that escaped were about to attack, but then a Spot, a little huge bark to scare them back in their cages. And then Spot is with Plankton permanently.
It's nice
So,
that Spot showed up to save both Plankton and SpongeBob.
yep. Oh, yeah, that's right. Scary Godmother too. So he knew who I was talking about. Nice. All right, what's another good one to talk about? Let's see. Oh, I know. Demolition Doofus. So, in this episode, SpongeBob is doing one of his driving tests. Of course, he fails, but this time he wrecks multiple times, which makes Miss Puff pop up. She begs him not to do it anymore, but the last crash sent her to hospital, completely deflated. And the doctor explains after all that crashes, her bubble thing inside her popped, and so that's why she's deflated. Miss Puff is upset about this at SpongeBob. So she tries to figure out a way to get rid of SpongeBob. She meets an old friend of his, which he is owner of a demolition derby, which gets SpongeBob into. So he gets to crashing. So SpongeBob is surrounded by a lot of demolition drivers. They try to crash him, but somehow SpongeBob keeps avoiding them. And then Mrs. Puff has an idea to demolition SpongeBob herself, calling herself the Huff with a gigantic tank or something like that. I can't remember because it's been a while since I've seen it. So anyway, so she tries her best to get rid of SpongeBob. While chasing SpongeBob, she ends up destroying a boarding school. After that crash, she ends up getting her puffiness again. So yeah.
I mean, when SpongeBob called her Mrs. Pop, she got so upset and put her hands on him. Then the doctor injected her with some kind of medicine to calm her down.
Yep.
I actually do remember seeing that episode.
Mm-hmm.
SpongeBob has been trying to get his driver's license, but unfortunately, he keeps failing every time.
Well,
Yeah, he's a
there's a really good reason why, like out of the universe reason. Okay, so I found out a long time ago on Google. There's actually a thing that Stephen Hillenburg wrote down, and one of them was the reason why SpongeBob can't get his driver's license because he is not going to allow him to do it. He just likes the interaction between him and Mrs. Puff, so that's why he has to get on one in years.
Yeah, and also, do you guys find it? Wait, by the way, guys, did you find it like terrifying that Mrs. Puff actually wanted to get rid of SpongeBob? You know, like.
Well, there's a reason for that, because SpongeBob has been ruining her life a lot. So.
Yeah, I know that, but were you guys kind of freaked out at first? I'm curious.
Well, no.
I think I was a little, but I think I saw it when I was little, and I was like, "What the hell?" Well, then again, some kid shows do. Some or most kid shows have dark humor. So, what can you do? Moving on, then.
Yeah. All right, this one's called Bubble Trouble. So, this episode, SpongeBob and Patrick are doing the usual things like blowing bubbles, but they get bored. So, SpongeBob has an idea to use hot sauce instead. So, blowing bubbles at each other burns their eyes. So, they decide to go to Sandy's to show her their invention, but Sandy doesn't have time because her oxygen tank is running low in her tree dome, and if she doesn't have any air, she'll go get woozy. So SpongeBob and Patrick blow bubbles, the hot sauce bubbles, at the tank. They'll fix it, but ends up melting it and ends up getting water inside a tree dome. So Sandy is upset about this. Luckily, there's a submarine to have air in it, but SpongeBob opened the door. Water is filled inside. Time passed, and it started getting loopy. So SpongeBob and Patrick figure out a way to get air from the surface, but Sandy ended up taking the wheel and ended up going to the Krusty Krab. She tries to get a Krabby Patty, but SpongeBob yanks it out of her mouth. As the Krabs ask what's going on, and so SpongeBob explains what the situation was, and then wondering where to get air. Then Patrick noticed on the ceiling there are air bubbles, so SpongeBob gets straws and suck it in, and starts bring in Sandy. And also, Mr. Krabs has air bubble inside his shell, so Sandy started breathing inside there. Then Pearl comes, wondering what happened. She didn't want to know. And then SpongeBob asks her if she has air, so Pearl agrees to help Sandy by blowing air inside her mouth, and then SpongeBob, Patrick, outside, and SpongeBob has an idea to get air using bubble from the surface, and then they go to Sandy's tree dome. It's full of air again, and Sandy's back to normal, and then notice it's wet, and the reason why, and she told him she don't want to see any more bubbles again, and then at the end of the episode, a big gigantic bubble is carrying the tree dome away.
You know, the only thing that caught my attention is that SpongeBob and Patrick were blowing bubbles made out of hot sauce. That's just weird, isn't it?
Yeah, only cartoon logic, because that would never happen in real life.
I wonder
Yeah.
if someone has actually tried to do that.
I hardly doubt that.
I mean, some people are stupid enough to do certain crazy things, you know?
Yeah, they'll take some really literally and end up trying to do something. So
Something very illiterate and make it real.
You don't want to play around with hot sauce because it is spicy, yes, but if it gets in your eyes, it's going to hurt.
Well, depending on like how hot is the sauce, I guess.
yeah, and I saw a thing you put in a private chat. We watched her jellyfishing.
Yes, that's one of the episodes of SpongeBob.
Is that the one where Squidward ends up getting bandaged up in a wheelchair?
Well, yes.
All right, cool.
Yeah, that I remember that one.
Hey, Blitz, are you still there? Huh, I guess he's not. All right.
I'll give you that.
Oh, he's still here.
He'll be
Okay, he's
back.
just muted then. All right.
Okay.
All right. So in this episode, SpongeBob and Patrick, of course, are jellyfishing, or plan on going jellyfishing. But Squidward ignores them from being asked at his bicycle. So he runs into a jellyfish. It gets shocked and ends up falling on a cliff, start injuring himself, and then back from the hospital, he's all bandaged up. Of course, except for his nose and eyes. He's in a electric wheelchair. So SpongeBob and Patrick trying to help him do stuff around the house. So one example, try to feed him soup. Patrick try blow it away, but instead of blowing in his face, which is really hot. So they decide to go jellyfishing together. Of course, Squidward can't do anything because he's all bandaged up. Patrick tries to have Squidward hold the net, but he jammed it in his left wrist.
Blasted.
Yeah, the
Firmly
famous Patrick line. Yeah, you gotta feel bad for Squidward for that part, though.
Yeah, it came all the way through.
Yeah. So anyway,
seriously.
so Patrick against SpongeBob have Squidward get a jellyfish. He finally caught one, but ends up discovering a gigantic jellyfish which he disturbed. He's slowly getting chased by it. He finally got shot. So next day, Squidward is this time in one of those beds that people push around in the hospital, but this time he's controlling it. He's half bandaged up. So SpongeBob and Patrick show the jellyfish he caught yesterday, but SpongeBob asks if he's still mad. Squidward is still mad by releasing the jellyfish at them. He's laughing, but the gigantic jellyfish from yesterday comes back and shocks him completely, burning up all the bandages were around him. And then the last line he said was "ow."
Yeah, I was gonna say I was thinking maybe it might be a mother jellyfish because I've seen the king and queen jellyfish and they are much larger.
Yeah, so that might be a good theory. Let's see. Oh, I know.
Wait.
One to talk about.
Wait, Christian, I just want
Hmm?
to say something else related to SpongeBob. You
Yeah.
remember do you know the game Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl?
And yes, if you're gonna ask, yes, I do know that they have voice actors now and items.
Yeah, seriously, one of the YouTubers I saw it on, he said they just added them this week, and I am glad that they did.
Mm-hmm.
I'm really glad they did.
Yeah. All right. So, oh wait, what's this? Yeah, the bubble thing
that?
happened in Little Einsteins. I'm pretty sure is not possible. What? Okay, I don't know what that was about.
Yeah.
Oh, this is a good one. I didn't see this one. The wreck of the Mauna Loa.
What?
Yeah, I'll explain. So this one, Patrick and SpongeBob are doing their business until they sink down underground and discover an old sucking down ship broken down, and they discover a name called Mauna Loa. They think it's awesome. So the next day, SpongeBob is imagining about it, trying to keep their secret, accidentally making a crap out of the ship. Patrick almost gave away the secret, and then Mr. Krabs started following them, wondering where the regular Mauna Loa is. And then found a doubloon and a whole pile of doubloons, but discovered that it's actually a token. He thinks there might be actual treasure in the captain's quarters, which is completely empty. He finds a ticket booth that he thought there's treasure in, and then he finds a plastic captain, which he thought it was actual skeleton, but he then figures out that the Wreck of Mauna Loa is actually an old amusement park ride. So they decide to create the ride again for customers to ride. But of course, it's tearing apart. One of the boards pressed a lever too fast and injured everyone by having them flying off. Mr. Krabs gets arrested. The Secret Hideout is declined by the authority, and then the SpongeBob Patrick sink down again. This time, they found the real Mauna Loa, which is literally on the side, the real wreck of the Mauna Loa. And so SpongeBob asks Patrick, can you keep a secret? And he says no.
Well, some friends he turned out to be.
Yeah.
They changed Natural Thornberry, but I'm not mad because I knew the actor who played him. Okay, well, who is that?
I've been trying to figure out who that is. Oh, sorry. I'm really sorry for interrupting.
No, it's okay because you think you know who it is. I can tell it's not Danny Kaye.
No, I was gonna say I was thinking. I think it sounds similar to Tim Curry. I don't know.
Well,
I haven't
heard
it much.
I know the actor that plays him, and yes, he's good at doing impressions for cartoons and celebrities. It's the actor I told you about. He's the son of the actor that plays SpongeBob's grandma.
Remind me who it is.
His name is Jim. I can't really pronounce his last name. It starts with an M. He plays Ultron. He also played Genie one time.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Thank you, Jim. Oh wait. Also,
yeah.
I was looking up the name Mauna Loa for any of you guys who want to know. It says it's an active volcano on an island of Hawaii.
Oh, I actually did not know that. That's interesting.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. Is there anything else you want to add, Bobby, before I say anything?
No.
All right.
Really. Wait, you Blitz?
The Wieners.
Oh, that's actually a good episode to talk about. But wait, what was the episode called?
Crusty Dogs.
Thank you. Okay, so before I talk about that, I'll talk about this one I wrote down, and you Blitz actually can talk about Crusty Dogs.
Okay.
Cool.
Sounds good.
All right. So this one's called Mermaid Man Begins. So this one, SpongeBob and Patrick are planning on watch the long lost well, not long lost, that's another episode. The origin episode of how Memory Can and Barnacle Boy became to be. They get ready to have snacks ready, but Storm knocks the power down. Then they have an idea. Well, I think Squidward gave the idea. I don't remember, but they go find Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy in their cave hideout. They explained the power was knocked down too, so they ask how their origins were to be. Mermaid Man has different origins, like like different stories. Like it's saying, like he's on a beach. Apparently, he had a washing machine on the freaking beach. I mean, what the heck, dude? That doesn't make sense. So he tries to explain the story again. This time, he said he fell asleep. He gets washed ashore underwater. He met 3 mermaids. One of them gave him a purple starfish on his nose, let him breathe underwater. And then he starts falling asleep because in reality, Mermaid Man fell asleep during the story, and Barnacle Boy wakes him up to finish the story. And then he explains that he is lonely underwater since there are no other humans to talk to besides the fish. He then meets a young boy who's gripping barnacles on the ship. He starts holding his breath underwater to get the ones underwater. He and discovers this and has the barnacles go inside his lungs in order to breathe underwater, and so that's how they became superheroes. Because of that, they became friends or whatever. They were arguing, saying that didn't happen, but the power finally came back on, and the TV came on, and the narrator explained how the origins went. So, Barnacle Boy and Mermaid Man were actual human beings, like roommates or some kind, in an apartment or watching some kind of movie. Mermaid Man is cooking popcorn, and then Jim Meskinman. Thank you, Blitz. All right, so what was I? Oh yeah. So upstairs, scientists was working on some kind of experiment. Actually, knocked down a glass full of radioactive ants. One of them bit on Mermaid Man, causing panic. Knocked down Mermaid Man. A lot of random crap happened. How am I gonna explain this? A storm, acid, flying crystal. Well, a lot of random crap. It's hard to explain. So when they finally get home, the popcorn's ready. Turns out it's overcooked. So because of the overcooked popcorn, that made them turn to superheroes. So at the end of the episode, SpongeBob and Patrick tried to burn popcorn in order to get superpowers. So yeah, that episode was so out of place.
Yeah.
Okay. Wait, they only got their powers because of burned popcorn?
Well, that and probably because of the random crap that was happening before that. Like I said, the flying
yeah, those I get, I understand, but it's like that's like the most loon logic anyone can ever think of.
And the one he's suggesting is a modern SpongeBob episode, and I actually seen this one, and it's actually.
Is this the one where Plankton turns to a ghost, or no?
No. I'll explain it in a little bit, but I'll let you explain this one, Blitz.
The wieners. Oh my god! It's because of that meme. I watched that episode.
Yes.
So basically, in this episode, Mr. Krabs decides to sell hot dogs instead of Krabby Patties because he learns that.
Yeah, because SpongeBob made a wiener out of Krabby Patty and actually tasted good. So a customer witnessed this, and that's where Mr. Krabs gets the idea. So continue to explain.
Well, that might have hurt when he was trying to make the wiener.
Yeah.
I get it. No, okay.
Yeah.
So because he learns that the new SpongeBob snack, crab hot dog, is cheaper to make. I don't know why would they name it that, but they're trying to bring the Krabby Patties back because at that at first it was a good idea, but remember when SpongeBob almost had a panic attack and they had to bring him back.
Yeah, because they no longer wanted to sell Krabby Patties because that menu item got so popular.
And he was trying to convince Squidward as well to help him out.
Yeah,
he actually gets up for this.
Yeah, cause he's actually tired of it too. Cause mainly he was dressed up as the crazy dog in a costume. So
And then what happened in the ending of that episode? I know everything went back to normal, but I believe Squidward got like kicked because he always gets kicked because he was in a costume.
yeah,
But
yeah, it
yeah,
was an alright episode. Of course, it was a dirty joke to begin with.
the wiener.
Yeah. Before I talk about the next episode, I'll be right back. I get my computer charger.
Okay.
But guys, what about the wieners?
Man, your wieners.
So wait, wieners, weenie, what's the difference over there? It's kind of funny because after that episode, actually, I'm gonna put that for the next suggestion if I could find it.
Are wieners and hot dogs the same, or are they
Yes.
different?
Yes,
Yeah, they're the same. It's just a different
the
word for them.
yeah, like sometimes you can call hot dogs glizzies.
No way. Really?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Man. I like the ballpark hot dogs because they taste good.
I just like normals, like
Okay, so I actually forgot to share just about something before I talk about the next episode. Please keep my mom in prayer because when I came home from church, my mom came home and with groceries. I noticed she has a band-aid on her nose, and she explained like 10 something before service, because that's where it starts because there's like worship ever. Anyway, so she told me that while she was working, she was going to a freezer room, and there's like this big stack of frozen foods, and there's this gigantic strap around it, and one of them snapped and just hit her nose.
ooh,
Ouch.
Yeah,
That's gotta hurt.
what the heck?
Is she okay?
Running food, I don't know, nothing like that. Okay, okay, so Plankton Paranoia. Okay, so this is actually one of the worst episodes I've seen, and here's why. So of course, because so many attempts to steal Cranberry California, Mr. Krabs actually gets crazy because he thinks everyone is working for Plankton or everyone is disguised by Plankton, tries to steal secret formula, starts like banning everyone from Krusty Krab. His then started getting visions and hallucinations of Plankton, weapon and stuff. And then at the Trump bucket, everyone is at the Trump bucket because they're celebrating a specific year anniversary of when President was stealing the Crabtree formula and stuff. So there's not much to explain. I don't know if you would want to watch it or not, but I suggest you shouldn't because it just ugh.
oh yeah, and we call the other episode I mentioned because they had blanked on the name. Have you watched the one where he becomes a ghost with the Flying Dutchman?
I've heard of that.
I seen a clip of that because I was watching like a few weeks ago. I was watching the theory how like the Flying Dutchman and Patchy the Pirate are like the same person.
Yeah. Oh, this one.
SpongeBob, you're fired.
Yes. So I think was it like a 1 hour special or a half-hour special?
I think it was a half-hour special.
It was 22 minutes.
22 minutes. Yeah, so it was a half hour then. Would you, Fresh or Blitz, like to explain it?
All right, I'll wait. What was?
I was gonna say like I mean if Fresh saw the episode then yeah he could explain.
No, man. Like if you want to do it, you could just go ahead. Like,
No, it's okay. I already have my turn, so go ahead.
And plus, you haven't had a turn yet, so go ahead, buddy.
and maybe because like since we did this so many times, there's not much else to say. But okay, so yeah. So While working another day at the Krusty Krab, Mr. Krabs decides to fire SpongeBob in order to like save up for just a freaking penny for reasons so stupid because the show has gone downhill. So yeah, he starts crying his eyes out, which is unnecessary filler, and which people complain about, especially during like when you first you know, serving up in the Krusty Krab and stuff. That's just filler. So eventually like he goes home and cares for Gary, which is like the only thing that he might be like good at, which we'll pick up eventually on later. And meanwhile, Patrick tries to teach him the good things about being unemployed, which he calls fun employment. It doesn't really like go well all that kind of good. So after taste testing at Sandy's place, SpongeBob decides to snap awake and start to find a new job. And yes, it doesn't really go so well as he does as all that he can make is Krabby Patties at this hot dog place, pizza place, taco place, and new and Chinese place because uh, that's all that he's used to. All that work has just lead him to just do the same thing over and over again. So he
Ew.
decides to make a.
Oh no, it was like one of Christian's suggestions for like the episodes.
Yeah, I just writing down suggestions while you talk.
So yeah, like after making up his own food for Gary, he gets kidnapped by all the other guys that fired him, saying that his work was genius. But it's not until like Squidward shows up in a disguise to take him back and please him to not like go away because of all well the suckiness without him, and that's it.
Yeah. So I'm really glad that Squidward brought him back because of course Squidward, nor Squidward or Mr. Krabs can cook like SpongeBob, so that's why.
Yeah, and the reason I said it was because of the next suggestion you put, Barnacle
Yeah.
Face.
Wait, what'd you say, Blitz?
The suggestion you put down, Barnacle Face. I remember that episode.
Oh, okay, yeah. So in this one, Pearl is on her friends at her school, and then one of her friends noticed that there is a barnacle popping out at the left of the side of her face, which is, of course, the fish version of a zit, basically. So Pearl is upset about this. Miss Krabs takes notice of this and asks SpongeBob to try to get rid of it. It is so indestructible, and he's having trouble doing it. And so, well, SpongeBob tries to figure out a way in another room. Pearl in the bathroom tries to scrub it off with soap, but it ends up getting worse. And then SpongeBob starts smelling the soap, and says it smells familiar. And then later, he tries to find where Mr. Krabs is in the basement. He then finds Mr. Krabs trying to put down a lever. He says it's a soap making machine, and she uses Krabby Patties to make them, which is the origin of the soap. And that's why SpongeBob says it smells familiar. And then he says he has a bad feeling about this if Pearl finds out, but she does find out, and she gets super pissed at her dad for doing this because that's actually grease. He says essence, but it's grease. Because of course, like grease, I think it makes your face pop up with zits. I think that's how it goes. But anyways, so after get upset at Mr. Krabs, SpongeBob remembers that there's a drill bolt in the house, and it comes up her face with diamonds to hide the barnacles. Her friends show up to invite her to the party or wherever they're going. They think that she looks gorgeous. They leave. Mr. Krabs finds out everything is gone, and then he chases Pearl to get the diamonds back.
You
Yeah, I
know,
remember that
one thing about Mr. Krabs is that he's so cheap.
Well, yeah, and I don't know how the heck he got
That's what I said
those
earlier.
diamonds.
Also, I just want to say that I also remember the episode SpongeBob You're Fired, and that Mr.
Yeah.
Krabs always makes huge mistakes.
Yep,
Well, not all. But,
because reasons.
No, not because he's cheap, but because,
Yeah.
well, I don't know.
All right. Next one is a SpongeBob only episode titled "Gone."
Technically, no, I was about to say, technically, yes, it is a SpongeBob only episode until the ending.
Yeah, but I will explain why. All right, so SpongeBob is his usual day, waking up, saying hi to Gary, but he doesn't see him anywhere. After he fills a entire bowl of snail kibble, he tries to find Squidward, gone, missing. Patrick is gone, missing. He goes to Krabby Krab, thinking Mr. Krabs is there. He's not there. So he started making Krabby Patty by himself. I think was work home from work. It still sees Gary's gone. He goes on the Bikini Bomb, realizes everyone in town is gone. And so that's tired of episode gone, which he says a lot. So he has an idea to fill in everyone's shoes, like Squidward, Patrick, Mr. Krabs, Sandy, Mrs. Puff. But he says it's not the same. So he decides to get his own boating license, which he couldn't do it, of course. And he gets his own boat, which he fell in love with. And of course, is living with him at the house. But then he gets afraid of the boat because it's been a long time seeing anyone. And he started seeing boats everywhere, and then a bus. He started attacking with an axe. And then everyone like clown car style gets out of the bus, and then Mr. Krabs said, "Calm down, just ask." And SpongeBob asks, "Where have you all been?" And then Mr. Krabs explains that they did their own SpongeBob day, where like no SpongeBob day without SpongeBob. And then Patrick has a shirt of his own over the one of those red, like the profile picture you got movie watcher of Ghostbusters. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, the no ghost
That
sign.
means like, yeah, that means like no.
Yeah, exactly. So Patrick has that, and SpongeBob asks about Patrick about this, and Patrick explains, "Well, of course, we need to take a break from anything." Does his laugh that, and then SpongeBob is about to cry. Then Patrick Krabs explains it's supposed to be like a good thing. They did a statue, then start dancing around in it, burning it around for a long time, and then SpongeBob explains there should be no Patrick Day, so everyone gets on the bus, but push out Patrick, and Patrick is left alone.
I think
So-
SpongeBob said that they've been gone like longer though.
Yeah, they did.
Like I don't know, like I was gonna say like 3 years or something. I don't know. It must have been a few months.
Well, I think it was like weeks.
Because if it was like
yeah.
months, then Jesus. Also, that note, SpongeBob Day, that was like that actually does sound like really sad.
That is a good
But-
episode to cover. Moves over. It's actually another forgotten episode.
Oh
but I'll talk
crap! I
about that in a
remember
little bit.
too.
This one is called The Googly Artiste. So in this
Artiste.
one, yeah, that's what it's literally called. So in this one, I know it's SpongeBob and Patrick doing their own arts and crafts. It explains that there's a artist critic coming by. So Patrick decides to make his own art by putting glue all over a rock and putting a lot of googly eyes on it. The critic says that Squidward and SpongeBob's art crafts are lame, and then he noticed Patrick's. He said he's a genius. It gives Patrick Squidward's beret. Yeah, thank you, beret. My bad. I don't want to say too pet for it. But yeah, so Patrick is now the artist. He started becoming famous by selling everyone rocks with googly eyes on them. He starts to run out of rocks and out of ideas. He decides to go to Krusty Krab and tries to think what to do. And then gets a Krabby Patty. And then he has the idea to put 2 googly eyes on the Krabby Patty. The critic becomes notice of this. It thinks it's a good idea. And then Mr. Krabs has Patrick sell Krabby Patties along with Squidward to people with the googly eyes on it. So yeah, that's basically it.
Decent episode, in my opinion.
Yeah. Hang on, let me see if I can find another. Oh, let me roll down the next one. I'll turn. Okay.
Fun fact: SpongeBob SquarePants has been on the air since 1999.
I know.
Yeah, we know, dude.
Next one is Squidward School for Grown-ups. Alright, so in this one, Squidward is fed up of Patrick not growing up. Patrick starts sleeping. SpongeBob notices that he has grown a beard, which makes Patrick want to be a grown-up with Squidward. So, different tasks like eating at a fancy restaurant with fancy food. SpongeBob joins along. And then they're at a museum, art museum. First, Patrick thought it was boring, but Chris himself saying that the flooring is nice. Not Patrick. SpongeBob comes along, but he ruins one of the paintings, which is on his back. He then shoves it under the wall and draws a random picture. And then Patrick calls security. Squidward's proud about this, so he takes him to an opera house. Top seat. SpongeBob sneaks in as a Viking lady and starts reading a poem in a operatic angel voice. Patrick is going in tears. Turns out the beard is actually a sea urchin that Patrick slept on while it was hibernating, and it started going away. And then Patrick and SpongeBob become friends again. So yeah. All right, now we'll talk about this one. The Krabby Patty that ate Bikini Bottom. So in this one, Mr. Krabs is just minding his own business. They notice Sandy having a gigantic plan, so he goes to her house and she tries to explain to him about the potion that does this stuff. He sneakily takes the whole thing. He starts to take it to Krusty Krab and make the Krabby Patty big, and then it starts getting bigger and bigger and bigger because he used a whole lot and started eating everyone and every child in Bikini Bottom. And then SpongeBob has a plan told by Sandy to absorb all the Krabby Patty, and SpongeBob became gigantic and Krabby Patty made a Krabby Patty. So SpongeBob is now using his Krabby Patty he absorbed and just scoring it on the stove with his fingers. So, yeah, that's it too. And the next one, Sponge Guard on duty. Have you? I seen this one.
I did.
Yep.
Cool. All right, so this one, SpongeBob is of course on the beach. And he meets Larry the Lobster. And he thinks SpongeBob is fitted for lifeguard, but SpongeBob is paranoid that the beach is and the ocean is not safe for anyone. So he has everyone go off the beach. He noticed Patrick can't swim, although they're underwater and there's water there. Stupid logic. He said he's drowning. SpongeBob is trying his best to save him in the boat. Of course, SpongeBob can't swim too. Cannot swim too. They start getting cramps. Larry notices this and then asks SpongeBob, "He's not a real lifeguard, are you?" He says he's not. And then SpongeBob and Patrick are shown in a kiddie pool training to be swimming, but they end up getting butt cramps.
That's gotta hurt.
Yeah, I barely get cramps.
Well,
Well-
I did. Well, I guess it goes to show that you need to learn like the safety tips in order to like get like in and out of a pool or when you're like going swimming.
Yeah, luckily I do swim thanks to my dad teaching me how to.
Yeah. Also, I did try doing like life saving when I was at a scout camp.
Yeah.
Also, what was funny about the episode is that Larry. It's funny that like when Larry he didn't notice that it was like ice cream on SpongeBob's nose that made him think it was like, wow, I didn't know you were a lifeguard. And
Yeah.
also Patrick foolishly running past the tape because his foolish tiny brain thought it was like there's ice cream.
Of course he did. And wait, what's this? And let's see. What we got here? Who are the pitchers?
Oh, Robert Downey Jr. and Josh Brolin.
Oh, who's
Yeah.
the third guy?
I don't know who's the third guy. Yeah.
Wait, by
Yeah,
the way,
right.
by the way, speaking of Robert Downey Jr., I think you put that up because you saw like Jack's video about what he was like talking about him.
I didn't see Jack's video. I just put
Wait.
Robert's picture out of like.
Oh wait, yeah,
curiosity.
he did. Yeah, Jacksepticeye, he put out a video saying that one time he hallucinated that he thought he saw Robert Downey Jr.
I actually did see that one.
He must be lucky. I know he did a video of Troy Baker one time.
Yeah, he also did like 2 videos of Troy Baker. One showing him like promoting Retro Replay for him and Nolan, and doing an interview with Troy Baker.
Okay,
nice.
so before I talk about the episode Looms Over suggestion, do you have any episode suggestions, Blitz or Fresh?
Did I say that I don't have any more? I can't come up with any more. We've done this 3 effing times.
I'll search for some right now. While you're
Okay.
doing
I haven't seen this episode in a while. I'll try to talk about the best I can remember. Okay, so Doodle, it's a modern SpongeBob episode. Larry is tired of everyone becoming slobs at the Krusty Krab. He decides to turn the entire restaurant into his own gym, having everyone exercise and eat fiber. Everyone is fed up about this, and they start having war. Larry and the Sense of Bikini Bottom. And SpongeBob needs to remind Larry about makes a Krabby Patty, and Larry forgot how it means to have greasy goodness and stuff. So yeah, that's basically it. That's how I could remember.
I got a good one. I'm going to put it in the chat right now.
All right, cool.
I've been watching SpongeBob since childhood, and I still watch it to this day.
Well, I only watched the ones that were into 2000s, but not the modern ones because they're ugh.
You don't like them, do you?
Well, there's a reason why, because they changed it completely because of the animation is so wonky and the characters are much more aggressive and annoying. It's just ridiculous.
But Christian, isn't it amazing?
Oi.
Also, yeah, it is.
Oh!
Nice. Yeah,
Wait, what the heck?
Grandpappy the Pirates.
What the
SpongeBob
heck?
me boy.
F, render right, SpongeBob me.
Boy! SpongeBob me boy.
Yeah.
Oh, this is a good episode, Blitz. And since you mentioned it, why don't you talk about it?
So, yes, Mr. Krabs' grandpa's grandpappy's visiting, and here's what it gets wrong because Mr. Krabs is screwed because his grandpa thinks that he's still a pirate, but he doesn't know that he owns a fast food restaurant. So he tries to like make everything pirate related, even getting a fake crew with him. When Grandpappy arrives, he sees what he's done to the place. But it went well because Pearl almost ruined him. Remember when she was young?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Then he got suspicious over Mr. Krabs, and then Mr. Krabs just snap out of it and destroy everything, even taking out their clothes. Yeesh. Oof.
Yeah.
But the ending, I think he accepted it, but he stole all of his Mr. Krabs' money. Typical. It's part of the family.
Yeah, but Mr. Krabs didn't mind because he knew how his how he got his inheritance from. So yeah.
Mm-hmm. Remember the ugly barnacle?
Oh, I know the episode that looms over such as it, but I'll talk about the next one. As seen on TV.
That's one of
So,
my favorite
mhm.
episodes.
Oh, it's one of your favorites?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So this one, Mr. Krabs starts to do a commercial, with everyone, of course, having Squidward become a teenage girl. SpongeBob excited about this, because he sees himself on TV, and gets more excited, by random old man saying he saw him on TV, but the old man mistook him as a cereal brand because it's, a yellow box of cereal. So, but SpongeBob, takes this, thing into his head. He's become his own star and stuff. He's avoiding work and stuff. So all the customers are mad at SpongeBob for not cooking because, he's not doing his job. So SpongeBob starts singing about striped sweater because reasons. And then he noticed everyone's getting mad. SpongeBob's trying to figure out what to do. He's still trying to entertain them. Lastly, he starts juggling Krabby Patties, and then, they start falling on the stove. The customers are happy that SpongeBob, realizes this. He starts, making the Krabby Patties and starts flying customers' mouths. Mr. Krabs said, as welcome back, SpongeBob. And then, SpongeBob, said, he didn't know that this would be really famous. So he still, has the fame stuck in his head. So, yeah.
Also, Striped Sweater, one of the most famous SpongeBob songs of all time.
Well,
It's time to wear a striped sweater. It's all the
You better get the
time.
fuck away from me, man. You see, I'm trying to like eat my food. Yeah, you just trying to sing the song to me. How dare you? No.
Wait, see you later, Bran Flakes. What a nice cereal box.
that's a
I'm
good impression, dude.
Yeah.
Okay.
Squidward, I'm famous.
Good for you, dude. Good for you.
And also,
And-
Fred's famous too, you know. My leg!
Yeah,
No.
this is one of the worst SpongeBob episodes ever. Have you seen this one?
Yeah.
Of course, everybody has seen this one.
I did.
Okay, so, Squidward, has, ordered his own snail for a great snail race. SpongeBob comes notices this. Squidward says that his snail wouldn't win because he's untrained. SpongeBob starts to become, coach and train Gary nonstop, making him no rest or whatnot, yelling at him and whatnot. So at the Great Snail Race, of course, Squidward, SpongeBob, and Patrick having a rock instead of a snail because reasons. So the race is on. Gary's behind. Well, the rock is way behind. The Squidward snail, which is a female, is up ahead, and then, Gary starts malfunctioning, like blowing a gasket. SpongeBob trying to notice this. He starts getting worried. Gary crashes, and then, SpongeBob asks Gary, "Why did you tell me I was pushing it too hard?" And then Gary explains he is, but he didn't listen. So the, girl snail was about to finish, but comes back to Gary and comforts him. And then, out of the blue, out of nowhere, the rock wins just like that. Probably, when they weren't lurking, Patrick probably, put the rock in front of the, finish line. So yeah. And
Yeah,
then the episode, Spencer gives a trophy to, Squidward Tentacles, but it's spelled as Tortellini. And then SpongeBob gets kicked by Sandy because, yesterday, SpongeBob said something about, Squirrel or Sandy, and, I can't remember, but, so
it was some type of feminist thing or something.
oh yeah, that's right. Thank you, Fresh. And then, had Sandy say, "I don't know why, but I feel like kicking SpongeBob's butt tomorrow." And then so she does. And she's like, that was for yesterday, SquarePants."
Why
Yeah.
would you do that?
I just
Well-
explained.
Yeah, that's just explained. So she did get a feeling, she got insulted. So, all right. So here's another modern SpongeBob episode. Here in a sec. And called Girls Night Out, which is an episode about Karen,
Holes,
Sandy.
Oh, never mind. I've seen a little bit of this episode. Yeah, basically, yeah, it was Sandy, Karen. I believe was it Pearl or Mrs.
Mrs.
Puff that
Puff.
joined? Yeah,
Yeah. All right. So in this one, Sandy decides to invite Karen and Mrs. Puff to hang out because she did some spectacular, like she came microbe or some for a long time. They get excited about this. Of course, they're and talk about their crazy lives, like Mrs. Puff with SpongeBob, and then Karen with Plankton, and then Sandy has an idea to prank them, like first Plankton, having both dressed up as Mr. Krabs while Karen is doing the voice, tricking Plankton, giving him a secret formula. Of course, the plan foiled. Uh, uh, and also trying to trick SpongeBob thinking he's driving through a VR headset, uh, through a shopping cart, and then Mr. Puff gone crazy, tries to kill SpongeBob. By pushing through the highway, they start saving him and stuff. And then at the episode, the girls start to become microbes of themselves. So, yeah, it's a pretty interesting episode because it's rare to see Mr. Puff, Sandy, and Karen interact with each other. So, yeah,
true.
yeah. Let's see here. If you're oh, yes. No. Yes. The next one. Oh, dumped. Which one was this again?
When I'll be back. Sorry.
Okay.
One thing I noticed about Squidward is that he doesn't like working at the Krusty Krab.
Well, certain times he does, sometimes he don't, mainly because of SpongeBob.
And
Yeah,
another thing is that he doesn't like living between him and Patrick.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
As I was saying, this is the episode where Gary gets attached to Patrick.
Right.
that's what-
Thank you. I meant to talk
I
about
was
that.
gonna-
Thank you.
I was gonna ask that, but I didn't. But I wanted to know for sure. You know.
So basically, lately, like Gary's been attached to like Patrick for unknown reasons. SpongeBob's like thinking maybe they have like a good relationship, but it gets out of him because SpongeBob gets jealous and he gets sad about it. So like, of course, he gets new pets. One, a bad snail, which of course he names it I believe was Larry.
Larry.
Yes.
Larry.
Uh-huh. Poor SpongeBob had to sleep on the floor while Larry sleeps in his bed.
And Larry was always snarling, like, or screeching, like, "Wah!"
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I feel like in that snails act like cats.
Yeah.
And of course, he got a pet worm, which didn't go well as well because he ran away. Literally ran away. Took a bus. Damn. But especially at this point, accepts the fact that Gary and Patrick are just having a good time. But I believe was Patrick trying to watch something of his.
His shorts.
Yeah, his shorts, right? And Gary is going down to it, and he sees the cookie, and starts to realize that he just wanted the cookie the whole time, so he had nothing to worry about.
Yeah. And then Patrick's like,
I thought what we had was special.
yeah, thank you. I was just about to say that.
He felt heartbroken by that.
Poor Patrick. What happened to Rocky? Huh, Patrick? What happened to Rocky?
I don't know. They never explain these things. They just have random crap happening.
Also, do you think? Also, I mean, I do like the intricacy that Patrick does, like how he makes his furniture out of sand.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's really good at that.
Mhm.
He should become a sculptor.
Okay, let's see.
Fear of a Krabby Patty. Oh no.
Yep.
Yeah, I remember that one. Yeah,
All right. So, and this one, Mr. Krabs decided in order to get more money, he should work 23 hours a day. Plankton discovers this and has a plan to. Oh, hang on a sec. Sorry, I was calling my mom. Okay. Plankton has an idea to dial Mr. Krabs as a customer to have SpongeBob cook a lot of Krabby Patties nonstop. After so many days have gone, SpongeBob is like overworked and tired. Start slopping Krabby Patty garbage around, and then Mr. Krabs trying to talk to him, but as SpongeBob hits Mr. Krabs as the Krabby Patty, he starts to freak out. He then starts seeing every customer as Krabby Patty. He starts getting scared of a single Krabby Patty. And he started having paranoia of that. And then Plankton sneaks a card of Peter Langton, of course, Plankton, as disguised as therapist. Josh goes to see him, unaware that Plankton in disguise. So Plankton has said he took a formula, his brain, is going to sleep, talking about it, but of course, SpongeBob is right out of the Krabby Patty, and out of nowhere, he grabs the piano, starts touching Plankton, and then Plankton gives him random cards of ingredients of a Krabby Patty, and SpongeBob somehow forces him into a piano, and then Plankton hypnotizes him to fall asleep. He tries to wake him up. He couldn't get him to wake up, even with any loud noise. SpongeBob's in deep sleep. SpongeBob's having a good time. He started running away from a giant Krabby Patty, and then and ended his bed. Krabby Patty starts to comfort him, giving a pizza, a giant chocolate chip cookie, and then chocolate milk. And then he says he'll always be with him in his heart, or something like that. And then when he gets SpongeBob to wake up through megaphone, then SpongeBob says he's cured, and then SpongeBob says that he just needs to sleep to Mr. Krabs and stuff. Then Mr. Krabs said he is limiting down the hours. So yeah, that is one craziest episodes.
yeah. Also, I also was laughing so hard at like the transition, like the fainting, like, and sorry, the transition as like the days go by and Old Man Jenkins was like, "Wait, what's going on?" Whoa,
Oh, yeah.
whoa.
I'll be going right now because I gotta go somewhere. But this was a good stream.
Okay, yeah. Thanks
Yeah.
for coming, Blitz. I'll talk about a few more episodes of this, and I'll end the stream. So thank you for joining, Blitz.
No problem. See you guys next time.
All right,
Bye,
bye.
All right, see
Bye
ya.
bye. These nuts are good for your mouth. Goodbye.
Oh, come on.
Boo.
All right, so the ones that are commented down, well, except for Whale Watch Gene, I don't actually remember this one, so I'm not gonna talk about it because I don't remember it. But the rest of the ones I did suggest, I will talk about. So, uh, next one is crabs versus plankton. So is that what
Wow.
you? Oh, okay. So you know what it is. So in
Yes.
this, yeah. So in this one, um, of course, plankton as his usual, as a standard crab party formula. This time he just walks in, but he ends up slipping on a wet floor because Sandra was mopping it, and then one of the characters explained if he was the one that slipped down, he would sue everything was gonna own and stuff. And then Plankton says, "Does that include the secret formula?" He said, "Yes, of course." So Plankton has a nasty idea to fake his own injury and sue Mr. Krabs to go to court. It then hires a lawyer to sue Plankton back, but the lawyer ends up getting slipped on as well. Same thing by SpongeBob because of course don't have wet floor signs anyway to warn them. So they're at the court. SpongeBob ends up becoming a lawyer. Explains what to a lawyer. He having getting a suitcase unlocked because they give him the code. Start talking about what happened. Of course, Wednesday's still faking it. Uh, Time goes by. SpongeBob finally ends up getting the suitcase opened. Ends up being a Krabby Patty, and then tricking Plankton about the Krabby Patty. It then removes um uh, his cats and stuff, and he takes the Krabby Patty away. The cat's out of the bag. Plankton is the one guilty instead of Mr. Krabs, but Mr. Krabs is cheap, spoken by one of the contenders. So SpongeBob decides to make his own with foresight out of wood and popping out nail. So yeah.
Yeah, I actually did watch that episode.
All right, next one. Squid Bob Tentacle Pants.
Oh yeah, yeah, I remember. I actually did like this episode.
So in this one, Squidward is planning on to go to a recital thing, and then they run to Sandy, talk about invention, like transporting stuff. SpongeBob says he's late for work, so SpongeBob is stretched on his side. He goes in front of the Krusty Krab. He ends up in front of Squidward with Squidward's hand in his mouth. The transport malfunctions and ends up getting both Squidward and SpongeBob to the transporter, but fused together. Like the Squidward sticking out the SpongeBob's head and vice versa. Special Sanity gets it back inside the transporter, try to get him fixed. Of course, going to random places, still mixed up. Coming back, still mixed up. Squidward asks Sandy to fix it before recital. They try to go to work, but of course end up causing disaster. They go back to Sandy. She started working on the fixing to fuse them apart. Of course, Squidward says you have to do it by tomorrow and stuff because yeah, he needs to do it the recital. Of course, he has to forced to do a recital as well as Sandy to fix the thing. Of course, they find out what is really under disguise because Squidward's trying to hide himself with a cloak. Of course, they got taken off. They start to enjoy it because they think it's kind of cool like that. But Sandy starts to confuse them. Squidward starts playing his clarinet. Everyone walks away. So Squidward starts pressing the button repeatedly. End up having Squidward, rest of the Krabs, SpongeBob, a lot of people, friends they know, and then Squidward goes to a therapy and shows a gigantic horror blob of everyone fused with Squidward. So yeah.
Yeah, the end was horrifying, but all in all, it was still a good episode.
Yeah, it was pretty decent. All right, next one.
I mean, also, Christian, Orash has a thing with fusions. He loves them.
Yeah, I know. Next one is Chips Ahoy. Play on the popular cookie brand besides Oreos, Chips Ahoy. So on this one,
I like that episode, and I love those cookies.
Mm-hmm. So on this one, Sandy is upset. Their inventions are total trash because Everett scientists from a different country or state. I mean, because they're monkey scientists. SpongeBob have an idea to have Patrick build an invention. Three chimps come by, check out the invention. I forgot what they called it, but it's known for like hair clipping, a booger picking, legally turning, whatever. And then it starts malfunctioning. One of the chimps inside gets attacked. They get upset. Then one of the robots notice this and starts peel banana for them. And they get excited and they accept Sandy as honorary scientist. So yeah.
Yeah. In that episode, Patrick calls himself Mr. Dr. Professor Patrick.
Oh yeah, I actually forgot about that. All right, next one. Whale of birthday. So it's Pearl's birthday. Pearl wants Mr. Krabs not to ruin her birthday like he did multiple times. So he asked SpongeBob to go get Pearl a present what she wants using his credit card. Apparently he does have a credit card. Besides the money he has for over the years. So SpongeBob goes to the mall where Pearl's at and her friends. He discovers different things that she likes, like a car, lipstick, dog, or pony. I mean, etc., etc. And then she's also waiting for a special boy band called Boys Who Cry. Meanwhile, at the Krusty Krab, it's not going so well. Like, he had a banner that says it's a boy, but he crossed out to turn it as a girl. The punches are like dishwater. The cake's made of frosting and cardboard. Everything's ruined. And then SpongeBob comes in with a heaping pile of gifts. One of the gifts happened to be Boys Who Cry. And Pearl's excited about this. Of course.
And a bowl.
Yeah, both. And then SpongeBob gives a bill to Mr. Krabs of what he has done. So yeah.
Yeah, I did like that episode. Also, movie watching, you'll see how far Mr. Krabs' cheapness goes. Oh, did you also mention the banner that he got?
Yeah, I said it says it's a boy, but he crossed it out. It says it's a girl. I also forgot to mention that he made a statue of Pearl entirely out of Krabby Patty meat.
Another thing I've noticed is that instead of fruit punch, he used dishwater as a drink.
Ew. Oh, what the?
Yeah.
Well, fresh left.
Well, it
glitched
probably bumped something or something.
Yeah, or maybe he glitched out. Probably.
Maybe.
Oh wait. Also, it was kind of funny when SpongeBob was trying to buy a person at the mall. Price check on 4, mate.
Me? Very funny.
Mate.
All right, 2 more episodes I'll talk about. Which next one is Squidward. So in this one, if I remember correctly, because it's been forever since I've seen the episode, Squidward is offended by SpongeBob annoying so much, so SpongeBob decides to create a one puppet out of Squidward titled Squidward. And so he has a buddy having a good time at the Krusty Krab. The customers are enjoying Squidward as Squidward himself because it's just more cooler than regular Squidward. So they have a good time. Squidward is jealous and furious about this, start attacking the one puppet, and then meets a critic or some kind of famous critic. I can't remember who the guy was. Starts taking Squidward away. So Squidward gets more popular. And then episode SpongeBob reveals he has his own wooden puppet of himself, and the puppet and SpongeBob start laughing together, annoying Squidward, of course.
Mm-hmm.
All right, the last one is Fungus Among Us. So in this one, I forgot how this happened, but SpongeBob gets affected by this lime green mold. It started spreading around them and started affecting everyone. Started getting quarantine, which is a serious case scenario about quarantine. And this was before the COVID pandemic. SpongeBob is grown, overgrown with the fungus and stuff. And then Gary found out that Gary can actually eat the fungus, cures everyone. So yeah, that's how the way I
Yeah,
remember it.
yeah, that is how it happened, dude. I mean, I'm glad
Yeah,
that Gary didn't get infected by it, and also it stated that Gary's a bottom feeder.
yeah. All right. This was a pretty good stream. Hope you guys have a good. What? Oh, he
I'll be
said,
back.
"I'll be back. I'm always watching."
I'm always watching.
Well, I'm going to end the stream anyway, cause I need to take a nap, cause I'm tired for today. So thank you guys for enjoying the stream. Glad for you guys coming. I'll see you next time.
See ya.
See you next time, dude.